What is up, you guys, and welcome back to another video. So today, this will be my top 5 favorite horror movie remakes. Now, I have a lot of horror movie remakes that, I pretty much love. And so, yeah, here are my top 5. My number 5 for me, Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead. This is a, this, of course, was a badass um, zombie movie, pretty much. Um, I pretty much am just like my good buddy here on YouTube, Cody Leach, where I don't really care that much for the slow moving zombies. I pretty much care for the faster, more ferocious version of zombies. Pretty much whether it be in this movie or with the Infected in the 28 Days Later franchise. But yeah, though, I still do think that Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead remake was a really damn good remake. Now, I haven't seen any of the George A. Romero zombie movies, obviously, because, I don't really care that much for the slow moving zombies. But but I really enjoyed this remake. It was a damn good remake. Yeah, I know a lot of people complain about the one girl that goes after the dog, pretty much, and she gets, and she gets, killed pretty much by the zombies. I get that complaint, but still, I thought it was a really damn badass, damn good remake. So hell yeah, Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead remake for me pretty much comes in at my number 5. Coming in at my number 4 for me is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. This remake was a really damn good remake of Texas Chainsaw. You have Jessica Biel in here playing the final girl, which, yeah, Jessica Biel is gorgeous. Freaking gorgeous as hell. Hell yeah. You have Andrew Bernarski, which is definitely one of the scariest versions of Leatherface we have ever gotten. Um, you have you have the Hewitt family pretty much surrounding Leatherface, and yeah, they're all wackos. Yeah, if you go to Texas and you see a really weird, creepy, tea lady, you don't even go in that house. And you have Arlie Ermy in here as the sheriff, who pretty much a lot of people pretty much say that he's even scarier than Leatherface in this movie. Which yeah, that which yeah, though I could definitely get that. Dude's creepy as hell. Now I know a lot of people like to complain about, oh, why does Jessica Biel stop running when she's being chased by Leatherface? Now look, I know that, guys, but hey, though, I don't let that complaint, pretty much, ruin it for me or anything. But yeah, though, Texas Chainsaw 2003, damn good remake. Damn good remake, in my opinion. Number 3, the Friday the 13th remake from 2009. Now, those first few minutes of the movie is literally pretty much the best Friday the 13th anything that we have ever gotten on film. Just the amount of bodies that Jason pretty much racks up in that opening scene alone, you're like, damn, this is only like the first 15, 20 minutes and he's already taking this many people out. Damn. You have Derek Mears in here, of course, playing Jason, which is my personal favorite actor to portray Jason. He's brutal, he's fast as hell, which I know a lot of people complain about. Oh, why did Jason run? Why does Jason run? If you watch Friday the 13th 2, 3, and 4, Jason ran in those movies. Before he got zombified in part 6. So there you go. And of course, yeah, I know a lot of people complain about him taking Whitney as a hostage and whatnot. But note that Jason is pretty much, I'll clean out my language and just say mentally ill. because I can't actually say the word here on YouTube. And yeah, you guys of course know what. Like, just look at the scene alone where he's throwing stuff around his room and like he goes up to her thinking about he's gonna kill her, and then of course she pulls out the locket that of course, you know, tricking Jason into thinking that she's his mom. Again, which is something that, you know, Jenny was able to do in Friday the 13th Part 2 when she put on Pamela's sweater. So there's that explanation. And of course the kills are all really great. Like of course this is of course, you know, where Jason is pretty much like a hunter, pretty much where he literally puts a damn arrow through a guy's head. Like and of course all the other kills were all really great. Of course, there's a little nod to Silent Night, Deadly Night, where he literally kills the one girl by sticking her on the antlers of a deer. You know, a little Silent Night, Deadly Night nod. And of course, the defeat of Jason, where he gets chained up and wood chippered. Yeah, that is definitely a badass defeat of Jason. Could have done without the jump scare though at the end. You know, surprise, he's still alive. Like, I hate that cliche. And they did it again in, you know, the Nightmare on Elm Street 2010 remake. So, so yeah, Friday the 13th, 2009, damn good movie. Hell yeah, damn good movie. Number 2, It Chapter 1. Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise. He did a really damn good job. Of course, the Losers Club were all cast very, very well, especially Richie. Now, I've never seen Stranger Things. No, nor will I ever watch Stranger Things. Probably not, because I really don't care for... Probably not. I'll probably never watch Stranger Things because I've seen bits and pieces of it on YouTube, and yeah, not for me. Just like how... But hey, though, I did like Finn Wolfhard as Richie, and all the dang and all the dang funny one-liners that came out of that kid's mouth were really damn funny. Go cry to your dad, you mother-wearing asshole. Yeah. Pretty much Richie is pretty much the Eric Cartman of the Losers Club, pretty much. To where like every damn one-liner he has to just bust out laughing. But yeah, though, I absolutely loved that scene where the kids were all getting back at the bullies by throwing rocks at him and a literal damn rock song plays. That scene was really funny. And of course, all the scares and stuff in the movie were all really great. Like of course, the iconic Georgie scene in this movie. You actually see Georgie getting his arm bit off, which, oh damn, like damn, like you feel it. Like, you're like, oh shit. Now, yeah, some of the CGI effects, you know, are pretty clunky and whatnot. Pretty much same thing with It Chapter 2 as well. Like the CGI effects. But still though, I still love It Chapter 1 and and hell yeah, damn good movie, It Chapter 1 for me. Coming in at my number 2. But coming in at my number 1 for me, and you guys knew that this movie would make it on here somewhere, the Child's Play 2019 remake. just like those of you guys that pretty much still want to complain about this movie and bitch and bitch and bitch about this remake, I trust me, I was once right there with you. Me and my good YouTube brother in Nightmare Crypt and Damn Dude Industries. When this movie got announced back in 2018, we were like, no! Like we were all like, no, our favorite horror movie franchise is getting a remake, no! But that's pretty much up to that point. There never was a Child's Play remake. So you have Lars Klevberg directing the movie, which we were like, okay. Then it was obviously some of the details that were coming out. Like we were like, what? Andy's gonna have a hearing aid in this version. We were like, okay. The fact that he was gonna be, an AI robot doll pretty much got under all of our skins. Pretty much, we were like, okay, so you're throwing out the whole, voodoo aspect, which is, pretty much what makes Chucky who he is. Trust me, we were all right there with you guys, but then as more and more information came out and we got closer and closer to the movie's release date, things turned around. And then when the movie came out, we were all shocked and surprised that, well, holy shit, this Child's Play remake's actually pretty damn good. But yeah, Mark Hamill did a really great job voicing Chucky. Yes, he's not Brad Dourif, but still, he did a great job voicing Chucky. The movie actually focuses in on Chucky and Andy's friendship, which is something that we never got in the original franchise. And now it's pretty much, a really great, refreshing, a really great, refreshing, aspect to the movie that I like. Again, it keeps the core concept of what the Child's Play franchise is, and it goes in a very different direction with it. And of course, he's able to hook up to all the smart home devices, which in the movie, when you see it in context, it's really damn cool. It's really cool. Of course, Gabriel Bateman as Andy, he did a really great job in the movie. I will say he even pretty much did a better job, better than, Alex Vincent in the original Child's Play. Because he was only 6, whereas Gabriel Bateman was like 12 or 13 when he did the Child's Play 2019 remake. Of course, you have Aubrey Plaza in here as Karen Barkley, and she does a good job. Does she come close to Catherine Hicks? Hell no, but she still does a damn good job. So does Brian Tyree Henry as Mike. And again, the fact that you got rid of the whole, Chucky, putting his soul into the good guy doll and whatnot. Yeah, I know there's not really that, personal tie that, Chucky and Mike have to each other, because in the remake, pretty much because, Mike is the one that pretty much gunned him down in his human form in the original Child's Play, which of course led to the events of the whole franchise pretty much. But I still like what Brian Tyree Henry gave us as Mike. And the kills were all badass. I mean, Shane's death with the lawnmower and the that kill was brutal as hell. This is for Tupac. or the weird creepo guy Gabe in the basement where with the table saw. That kill was brutal as hell. You have the Kaz and Car Doreen kill. That kill was pretty cool. And the whole Sedmart massacre scene, yeah, I know it doesn't really last that long, but it's still a damn cool scene. And of course, there were all those reports, of course, leading up to the movie that the movie was going to have like a Stranger Things It type of feel. But you watch the movie and it really doesn't. Because a lot of Andy's friend scenes you can pretty much tell we're pretty cut, pretty much. And so, yeah, especially if you read the original script for what, like Andy's friends had a lot more to do in the original script. However, sadly, of course, that didn't come to be. But still, though, for what we got, I thought it still was a pretty badass remake. And of course, the final showdown at the end of the movie between Andy and Chucky, yeah, it doesn't last that long. Yeah, it doesn't last that long, but it's still really cool to where he has to free his mom and stuff, and then he pretty much stabs Chucky right in the power core. And then, of course, he gets shot by Detective Mike, and then Andy's mom, Karen, pretty much rips his head off. Again, the scene doesn't last long, but it's still a really cool way to end the movie, I think, pretty much. It still does. It still really does suck, though, that we will never get a sequel to the Child's Play 2019 remake, because I really would have loved to have seen what a sequel would look like. But no, Orion Pictures would rather focus on, other things than, what we actually want to see. Thanks, Orion Pictures. But yeah, though, I still really love the Child's Play 2019 remake, and for me personally, it is my number one favorite horror movie remake. But what about you guys? What are some of your favorite horror movie remakes? Let me know in the comment section down below, and we will talk about it. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe as always for more videos. And don't forget to hit that bell icon so you guys get notified whenever I upload brand new videos. With that, I will be seeing you guys later. Peace out.